Hello, everybody.
Good morning. We're back on regular schedule programming.
Yeah, I have a garden was bought by a lady who lives in the Netherlands, and she had neglected to put her phone number on her thing, and they won't ship into the Netherlands without a phone number, just in case you're ever going to sell anything to Netherlands.
Oh, you
So
you have them on hand? You said you had them completed.
I have three left when hers goes out the door. Maybe I think I saw one last night sold. I haven't gone through that part of my paperwork yet, but I'm down to two, and then guys, they're gone. And she saw us read the when I read with you about the year, in the garden. That's the first time she'd really seen it because I don't do it in this show.
Mm.
And she said, "Oh, I have to have that." And then she says she's going to try and make the classes, and if not, I'll send her the videos. Because if you own a garden, I have a list of everyone who owns one, an email. I'm going to send out a thing, and they're going to give you some new material. We're going to spend 6 weeks. That's going to be Nancy closing out dealing with the garden, unless you join my garden club to read every other week together and practice. But other good things, I built 2 grids this week. And Scott said I could advertise.
Sure. I got a grid, but I'm curious to see what other grids you've created look like.
Mm-hmm. Let me clear the space and get the cameras. You think when I'm going to do this, I'd get all organized, right? Dream on.
Sunday morning love.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was starting to think maybe late in the afternoon isn't so bad. This is called allowance. And the power of allowance is the frequency of allowance invites us to open up to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in creating a wondrous dance with our life and our acceptance of the world. That's one. And the other one is healing. And this was kind of cool because I didn't know it when she and I did the initial reading, but she had just found out that her grandmother had been a healer in the in the in a tribal traditional in Mexico, and she was becoming to feel like she was going to be a healer, and so she got healing. That's the card. It's actually the card she pulled, healing. And the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our own health and wholeness by consciously using information that comes our way through our senses and humanizing everything around us accordingly. So that's healing. And so those are the two that I built this week, and I've got one more coming up that I've got to build that I read yesterday. So I'm back in the grids business again. I don't keep there's every grid is built to what you need. It's not it's individualized completely. So
Yeah. I was telling you a few weeks ago behind the scenes, I need to get back on my grid and reactivate it and
right.
um, actually read what you put in there. I forgot what you asked or what we decided when you read for me about what we need.
Mm-hmm. It's on the back.
Is
It's
on the
all
back.
on the back. It's all documented on the back. Because people come to me a year later. Remember when we talked about really?
Oh, before we got on, you said you pulled a card.
Yes, I did pull a card for us, and
Thing.
I think it's a great card. It's blue Chaldony, and it's beautiful. It's a lighter blue. It's a gorgeous stone, and it's an agate sort of stone. Let your dreams be your unconscious talking to you, and that's what it says we should be doing in this time. We should be listening to our dreams, and when you get this card, it means the world is opening up to you. If you're gentle, it'll be there, and it'll show up, and it will let you have the answers. And so that's kind of where I think a lot of people are right now. And
Okay. I pulled 2 cards from 2 different decks.
Mm-hmm.
We did. And what I feel is needed most, I got from the Martian Oracle, is Palladian energy coming in.
Yes.
And that's about unconditional love, excitement, and laughter.
Mm-hmm.
That just talks about staying away from the negative side of things.
Right.
Negative talk, getting frustrations, always stay in that unconditional love the best we can. Because as we all know, it's a lot easier to get triggered and stay in the downside of everything than it is to keep your vibration high in unconditional love. So it's just a reminder to stay in that positive side of focus. And in the Star Seed deck, I got trust the timing.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the wave that comes in, came in on. Time is not running out. Time is not lost. Time will always readjust itself in the future. So just the timing of everything that we expect and hope for.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 2 cards that came in for early morning messages.
You know, what deck was that? That is Shamanic Crystals Oracle deck. That's the deck that I read from. And I read from it, and I read for a woman that I've known for years. And her biggest problem truly is self-confidence. Um, and and the woman's brilliant. I mean, she's just, everything she touches, she can make work, but then she gets into nobody likes me, everybody hates me. I'm going to sit and eat worms all day. And guess what happens? So she had me do a reading for her, and she needs to be looking to switch some things. And when I pulled her, she didn't get a crystal. She got the white feather, and it says, it's time for you to own your own soul and understand your own power and recognize who you really are.
Beautiful. Color for foresight. I was awakened by the sound of the wheel changing, like the Wheel of Fortune game show and card. Then I saw a Blue Sky Spain call out Musk having too much satellite influences. Oh, so on Blue Sky, the app,
Mm-hmm.
Spain was calling out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean we can see in the news that Europe is not happy with Musk's influence.
Oh, they have laws that they can arrest his butt, no matter how many millions he has. He's in a lot of trouble in England for raising the whole mess that they've raised about children being immigrated into England to become sex slaves. It's been going on for years.
Oof.
Yes, it's been going on for years, and he had the papers that he influences. They're foxy sort of papers, and to say it was all under him, and it's because his family ethnicity is Indian, the new prime minister, and yeah, I believe it's going to be the 5 eyes, colorful foresight. I think that when the information breaks, it's coming straight out of the 5 eyes, which is England, Canada, USA, New Zealand, and Australia.
Angla. How do you see the Russian shadow navy threat developing in the Gulf of Finland and the Baltic Sea? Isn't that where they had all those?
They kept accidentally hitting the cables.
The cable cuts, yeah. From my read, they said that was actually Chinese ships, but
Well, so what?
They were doing it, supposedly, yeah.
I'll read for you, Angla. She's our North Star warning person.
I guess like mostly all the ships and submarines are out of the sea beneath Ukraine. They've been kicked out. Russian ones. Which sea is that below that as well?
Okay.
But anyway,
let's see about the threat to Finland and the Baltic Sea.
There. My guides are showing me they are there. Yeah, I think there is a Navy there. Yeah. It doesn't feel to be heavy, but they are there.
They're not going to get anywhere with it. I asked with the thing, and they're working from illusion and delusion. That's the Seven of Wands, and they don't have they're so spread so thin. They don't have what they need. That's why they're bringing the Chinese Navy in, and the Chinese Navy already got caught and got spanked and had their ships thrown out. They're trying to move on it, but they can't move as quickly as they'd want. They're not. They got the Ace of Pentacles up. This is a no. Also, nothing's going to come from it, and it's just they're just saying things so they can look like they're doing something. That's the Knight of Cups. That's a lying liar's lie card in this case. So I don't see anything. They're in there trying, but I don't see it getting anywhere.
It's kind of, I'm getting the feeling of like how Russia sends airplanes near the Alaskan international skies. Kind of the same thing. They're just testing the waters. They've been doing it for a long time. Because I get the Six of Cups, King of Swords, and then Strength. So they've been doing it for a long time, trying to project strength and power. Yeah. Well, I get like orders. So like they might be on high alert in that area. So my document is kind of card there. Holding strong, but there's a tower. So the drastic change, and then the Wheel of Fortune, so a culmination of things. So they're on high alert kind of feeling.
Right. Thank you, Troy. Ask backwards.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. So I get my heartbreak loss card. So it's going to not amount to anything here because I'm not getting its destruction. Any kind of sabotage, whatever, there'd be failure because we got the Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords coming in here. So the success. So within their failures, the success is defending. So I just think it's like a spy stuff and they're just hanging out. There's no actual devastating threat I'm feeling.
Did you read Mad Magazine when you were a kid?
Yes. I got
Spy versus Spy. One of my brothers had the complete collection of them. And I used to read them. And the Spy versus Spy, that's what this strikes me they're doing. And also remember when Trump was in office, they went into the harbor in Havana. The Russians. Yes.
As a special appointment, there's no confirmation necessary. Herschel Walker as the ambassador to Oh my God, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
The poor people in the Bahamas. I just watched a whole thing about how fast Greenland's melting and how they're one of the first places to go. So they're already sinking into the water. What else could we do to them? We're going to send them Herschel Walker.
A guy with no clue about anything wants to make him an appointment ambassador to Bahamas. Another drift or something.
It's just a thing. It's like you got rid of my candidate and I'm going to show you. I know black people that have some consequence. Yeah, he has a consequence. I don't think it's the one you want. He used to live in my town. You remember he was on that horrible football team that plays here. And now they're playing as horribly as they are.
Well, Houston won.
Houston is not me. Houston.
It's still Texas.
Madison and Milwaukee are two different cities, right? Yep. Dallas and Houston are two different places.
I still support, a different venue. You got your passionate Cowboys and your passionate Texans. So.
Well, my brother, who was a UT graduate for law school and just really wanted to stay here and do everything Texas, but he ended up going back to Illinois. Anyway, he ended up being one of those people that owns stock in the Green Bay Packers and all that stuff. He showed me his whole Green Bay Packer wall, and I went, I'm so glad you make that big buck so you can do this.
Packer.
Fine. If you love a team, love a team. But if you live in a city that loves a team that has people that beat up their wives and everything else,
I own the Packers too. $200, you can own the Packers too. Yeah, I threw some cards about Herschel Walker.
I've never seen anything good coming from being around Herschel, but
yeah, weird.
Because basic human intelligence must exist somewhere, and I kept thinking, he'll quit saying the stupidest things that have ever been said as a senatorial candidate.
Cards are weird. I mean, I don't.
I'll do a who is. Is that what you did? Who is, Mr. Walker?
Yeah, weird cards. So I'll get a favor, secret dealings. For some reason, I feel like there's a special place for Herschel for some reason.
I do too, but I don't believe in it. I don't believe hell exists. So.
Well, anyway, in Trump world, for some reason, I can't figure out why, because I get the moon. So it's some kind of secret deal. Some reason he's got a thing for community service or something, but not actually doing something. It feels like a favor from a female. In the end, I get Ace of Cups, being hopeful. Hermit. It's kind of a failure card. And then King of Wands, being a leader.
He wants to be a leader the easy way, just be given the title.
Yeah.
Lord knows I've worked for enough nonprofits that had guys like that at the top.
But it's a failure proposition, whatever it is. But because my mind says he won't be, right? When I'm trying to tap into the future. So that's why it feels weird, because it's not matching my intuition of him not being there.
Well, what I asked is, who is he? And I got the Five of Swords, which is somebody who'll fight about anything. Just he'll make up a fight just to have a fight. He likes to move quickly. He doesn't like to hang around for anything. He lives in the Five of Cups. He thinks the world owes him. And he always looks at it from a regretful point. He will never use the only card in this is reversed is strength. He will never use his own strength. He's never learned how to develop it. And he's just a fool. This clown will walk off every cliff you hand him. But the ones that are most meaningful to me, and they're probably not to people who don't read tarot, but the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, that's kind of a deadly. 5 is change, and it means he'll constantly be running from one thing to the next, trying to make change. And the Five of Swords in particular, which is the one with the trees. See the two cats fighting? That's perfect for the Five of Swords. It's like my two cats when they get into it. What the hell are they getting into it for? They're both fed. They got their own litter boxes. They got their own beds, But he'll do it just to do it. And he moves from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. He never stays. He doesn't have the discipline. I don't know. He may have at one point have had the discipline, but I think he got hit in the head a few too many times. And I feel sorry for football people that had it too.
Of course. Okay. Okay.
You need to lay a card on that. I can tell you, they didn't care when we had full employment, more than full employment. They didn't care when they got the health care that they really needed. And they didn't care that inflation was back to where it was when Biden got there. They don't. They say they want those things. That's what the Republicans tell them they want, but they don't. They don't know anything. And they think invading countries is a big deal.
Let's see if there's an intuitive change among some or more, because we know why they voted for him.
Right.
I mean, it was just a bunch of pack of lies. Well, we got a lot of crazy going on the last 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see if the universe is affecting some of these that voted for him or having regret. Let's see what the universe is saying.
I don't even know that they'll go all the way to having regrets, but they'll withdraw. They won't show up at rallies with diapers on.
Got it. Well, there is 25% or so that are just gone. That may.
Did I ever tell you about the time it was 2000? It's 2008, and I was working at a Democratic booth at the Asian Festival, and this guy came up, and he said, "I can't believe you guys have the nerve." This is 2008, guys. "I don't believe you guys have the nerve to show your face here." And I said, "Why, sir?" And he said, "After what Jimmy Carter did." And I'm like looking at him like, you know how long ago that was? Oh, yeah, they're changing. Oh, dear.
Well, my focus is on Maga. Not all of them are Maga.
No, I'm just saying people who have kind of twisted minds that haven't connected to reality in a long time.
So I get in the past, Knight of Coins, the Moon, and 9 of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
So that just says with the Moon, Maga, the diehards, fall into the fact that he has honor, and then the Moon is the craziness. They're not based in reality, but they believe he would bring balance to the country.
Mm-hmm.
It was what he's bought and sold. Moving forward, I got Queen of Swords, the Chariot, and the Hierophant. So these are mine here. That's a feeling of the Law and Order card. Mm-hmm. They want revenge on what supposedly the Democrats did to him and the indictments and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that, that's like taking charge of the law and order, Lady Justice in the government. Like, it's just radicalism of lock up Hillary, right? I'm still getting that they still feel that way. Like I said, I'm talking about MAGA, right? In the end, they love him as a speaker. A lot of them still feel like he's got their best interest in hope. I'm talking about MAGA, right? The ones. But yeah, I believe you're correct. A lot of the normies that did vote are seeing the light, but I was thinking about the crazy ones, right? So they love the way he speaks, they love his energy, and they just love the Trump brand. So as far as that group goes, no. But others, for sure. But it will be a complete failure with the 10 of Swords on the bottom.
Oh, you were nice to him. I got the Tower on the bottom. What I got is they want a big mama. They want someone that's going to nestle them and say, this is how it is, and make them feel better and ease their wounds no matter what happens. And they think they want to get together with people that they can party with and converse with. They think that a lot of what he says is strong. That includes seizing Canada, homeland of my parents, which is a different country from us. And but in the near future, they're going to be hanging. They're going to be hanging around going, I need a new perspective on this. And then they have the lovers reversed. And when that happens, boy, are they in trouble.
Falling out of love, yeah.
Because,
Deb Nass mentioned our Tom Tiffany, our representative, already introducing a bill or creating it to repeal everything that helped 30% cap of insulin and the $2,000 cap on out of pocket, all that. Everything they worked on.
That's got to be the people in their 50s. Because, man, I don't know anybody over the age of 60 that.
Okay. I mean that would take 60% in the House, so luckily that would never happen. Or I mean Senate.
No,
because the parliamentarian would have to agree to knock it down, and I don't see them getting past 60% on that, or 60 senators. Okay. Starred. Pegasus wondering about arson and cause.
Oh, they caught a guy yesterday that was lighting fires near the fires. And he's an immigrant. And the first thing that my guide said to me, they need to find out who paid him to do it. Did the fires start because the winds got high and it was their failure of an electrical grid like we have in Texas that started? I've never been really plain about what all started it. I'm sure there are firebugs out there that have started it, but this particular person, they caught this guy at the edge of the thing setting the fire. He had to be, it was almost like nobody's that stupid. He had to be set up, but maybe not. We'll wait and see. But I think that when I see the fires, what I saw was a failure of the infrastructure.
I seen a video where broken wires were sparking, making things worse. But once a fire starts, of course, and you get that kind of winds, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, but they were told how to reinforce those towers, so they should have been able to take those winds. We have winds worse than that constantly in Texas, and our fires don't. We have transformers that don't blow up. They were caught years ago. Whatever that thing is, it's supposed to run the power grid in California. And they were supposed to be brought to task, and they've been paying extra monies for the last 10 years to get it fixed. It ain't fixed.
Travels heard that there was a campfire that got out of the way originally.
Because they were having a few beers. Should have thrown them on the fire instead of down their throat.
There's been reports of arson. I do sense some arson, but
it's a moth to the flame. If there's an arsonist out there, they're looking for a piece of the action.
But when I first heard about it, I tapped in and I got the sense that it originally started accidentally.
Yeah.
That's what I sensed. Because I kind of got the feeling of, it could be a campfire or whatever, but I kind of got the feeling of someone just flicking a cigarette. So that's accidental, right? So that was my analogy or what I got in. So originally, but things got worse when the winds and whatnot, and then the electrical starts going off. It just exploded. But when you have fires in different areas, it's, if it started in one area, right, logically, it's just gonna, but it isn't gonna start this place, right? Just because of thank you, Carrie, bless you.
Angry, we're not ignoring you. We just don't know that much about tankers. I mean, I know if tankers are not well taken care of, they can be a real disaster.
Okay, got that. Sweet Dawn asks, what's up with DJT talking to Alito? Favors. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
He's hoping to convince the court to stop that.
And they're not going to do it.
In court.
I think the court knows something else is coming too, because they're not stopping anything now.
Laura, how did the orange man feel about the snub at Carter's funeral?
He thought they were just getting a whiff of his diapers, so he didn't care.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the human aspect of anything, he can never stay that strong.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I felt like he was trying to hide back tears, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he always wants someone that praises him all the time. So when he's in that environment, even when he was over at the cathedral, right, he got snubbed too. So he just kind of goes in that lonely space and disconnects and doesn't try to focus on that.
Like he did in his trial when he used to blank out and they thought he was maybe sleeping or living in another state of being. Remember?
Yeah.
And
he goes in another demented realm where he doesn't think about it.
Get off Obama's face. What's he supposed to do? Throw the guy to the ground and step on him? I mean, that is not how. If we do that to them, then that gives them right to do that to us.
Yeah, I think so too, Rose. Obama is just being polite.
That's right. And he has a naturally happy face. And of course, next to Trump, he's going to look absolutely delighted.
Okay. Gavin Newsom, suppose his aides or whatever, or he called 45, tried to get a hold of him to come and see the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Last I heard, 45 never called him back. Where do we want to go with this? Because it's technically a non-issue right now.
Well, he's not the president. And what he said is you come here and quit spreading disinformation about how this is all going on, what's going on, because he doesn't have all the information. And he's not getting it because he refused to sign that agreement to allow him to have information. So,
yeah, there was, okay, this is, there's something I wanted to go to that would help further down the road, a question to focus on.
okay.
I'm trying to find that question. Maybe this was it. Let's see.
They're going to force him by evidence. They better hurry up.
There must have been rumors out there, or maybe another reader said it. I don't want to know who if it is. That there must be something in the universe that told him to step down. Be forced. Let's just see. I'm going to throw cards on it.
What are we asking?
Has Trump been asked
To
step away? Either Republican side or intelligence, whatever. Because maybe, I think she may be getting at, another reader may have said this because this sounds kind of weird. But if it is, I don't want to know. So yeah, if you want to clarify something another reader said, you can post the question, but please don't say the reader. You don't want to know that. Okay. Has 45 been asked to step away? Has he been asked to step away? Right, Rosie? To save the integrity of pregnancy, that would be nice.
Yeah, but when does he care about that?
He doesn't. It's all about him. He got his wish. Now he doesn't want to be president. He got everything knocked away. Okay.
I got a yes, he has been.
He's been asked to step down. Wow.
I asked you the three of that's the three of swords. That's with his heart. They came to him, and what I've sensed is he has a real health problem. And that remember that week and a half when he disappeared off the campaign trail, and everybody's like, "What's he doing?" And they said, "Oh, he's out of range and all this stuff." I think he had some kind of interventive heart surgery, like valve surgery or something. Um, and I see that he is right now weighing all this. He wants to be the king of swords because he wants to go stab at a bunch of people. But he was offered this. He's got the Four of Cups. He's not accepting it. But the offer was they would keep him from being jailed. And what I see is they promised to keep him handed over to other countries to be jailed.
Wow, wow, wow.
I don't know, guys. I'm just sitting here in my what should be a dining room, but looks like a reading room.
Okay. In the past, I get the Four of Cups. Being offered something you may not want.
I had that in mind too. That was right in the middle.
Next to it, Seven of Swords. The Deceitful card. And then Two of Pentacles. Money confusion. That feels more like information confusion. The Liar card, so that's showing some kind of offer with that Four of Cups. Some kind of thought process. In the current energy, I get the Star.
Mm-hmm.
That's hopes and dreams, and being careful not to be too greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Four of Wands, being in a happy home. And the Three of Wands, searching for help, searching outward,
Mm-hmm.
in the kingdom. So in the current energy, that's saying, no, I don't want to do that. I want to be the Star. I want to be in that office with that Four of Wands. So past is showing an offer of that. In the current, Queen of Wands. Why would a woman come in here?
I don't know, but I've had a queen show up in a bunch of his readings. And I know it's not Melania.
No, yeah, it's not Melania. So there's a woman advising him. Could be that Susie Wiles lady. Six of Cups, been involved in a lot of things. 10 of Cups. So there's a woman bringing everything in from the past to make this one day happy home. In the end, justice is still upon him. Walking away, Eight of Cups, the Lovers, and Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Six of Pentacles on the bottom is a giving and receiving, so that's going to be offers given. The outcome isn't bright. Legal situations still are hanging upon him. Money problems, Eight of Cups, money problems, turning your back on things, walking away. The Lovers are shared friends, but then you get the Hangman next to it, delaying things in your life. It's like he's gone.
This is the bottom of my deck is illusions and delusions. You know, he, I don't know how much of him is ever in the room at any one time.
This is true. Hmm. This is telling me, one, he's not all there. And two, if he is inaugurated, it won't be long.
Don't even think about him being inaugurated, guys. Honest to God, this is how he got tricked. In 2016, I would sit at my little table registering voters and reading about this, and everybody came up with whatever the freaky thing Trump had said that day. And I kept saying, don't listen to him, don't say his name. I got to the point with some people, I'd say, tell me one good thing you know about that Hillary did today. And there was stuff in the press that she was doing. So I was like, I was making, and they were so intensely focused on him. And I said, it's the Egyptians had it right. Every time someone says your name or reads your name, it strengthens your spirit's ability to survive.
Thanks, Carolyn. Well, that's why I say if. I wish the guys would be more capable or show it, but it does not show him.
I've told a lot of people I read for, this is, and I don't even charge you. If you can get a hold of me, I won't charge you for this bit of wisdom. We don't know everything. And we get, I always feel like I'm in the time of the Victorian era where you get to look at an ankle on someone's leg and try to figure what's attached to the rest of it. We're just getting little flashes of this and that. And it's really taken us out of this picture. You have to face the consequences of your own spirit getting involved in all the crap. I have a friend, when he calls me, he knows that he's going to hear the click the second he goes to certain conversations, because I've told him discussing that gives it strength. And he is finally now, it took 6 months, but he's finally now got past it. So are we going to be, will Vance ever be president? You know, that's a question I've never answered because I've never even. And maybe I'm a fool. I don't know. Oh, God. I got 5 no's.
Well, that would mean he never gets in. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I got 5 no's.
There's no way 45 is going to make 4 years.
That's the Ace of Cups. He doesn't even, they don't even get to the beginning of the thought of doing that. So I don't know who's marching in here, guys.
And again,
we don't need to
I'm just looking at my outcome cards.
Mm-hmm.
3 of Wands, searching for help. 10 of Swords, stabbed in the back. Page of Swords, something new swiftly comes in, walking away.
Right.
Twice. I get walking away in an outcome. On the bottom, the 4 of Cups again.
So we know he's alive because he's walking away.
You said Ace of Cups?
Ace of Cups reversed. They don't even get there.
So moving forward, I get the 4 of Swords.
And that queen that keeps showing up, she's standing on her head. She doesn't even like any of this.
So weird. In the current energy, I get an order coming. 2 of Swords. Path is looking at past what you can take. And then I get an order. 3 of Coins. It's either books. It's usually, creating ideas, but it's also, to me, books, orders, documents. And then the 4 of Coins. Keeping things the same.
Maybe somebody finally got through to him, the oubliette, that they could throw him down. You know what oubliette is? That's that thing they used to do in castles. They threw you down in a hole and they didn't even give you food. You just were, it means quiet or silent. But Maybe they explained to him the oubliette he was going to get thrown down in because of what Jack Smith has. And he has not been able to stop that information from being there.
You know, knowing the Republicans, they've seen the terrible things in intelligence reports, and they just dismiss it. That's the sad thing for the last 8 years.
I don't think there's a Republican left that has two arms that work. They've had their arms twisted behind their back so many times.
Gino says Blinken just got back. Vance was on the Sunday shows this morning, I've seen, spilling all kinds of lies.
You know, I had that husband, you know, they're talking, you know, they're not telling you the truth because their mouth is moving.
JD is just a horrible man. Everything he was saying is a lie. They were talking about the deportations. They're talking about the fires in California. I didn't listen. I just seen the transcripts going underneath a little bit. Everything's a lie. Just they never change. Let's read on a planned rally.
Okay. I'm going to ask this one differently. Will I be pleased with the outcome of the January 19th rally?
Okay.
Give my guides a new way to look at it.
True Rose, was there a permit approved? He's got to have approval for a rally. I haven't heard anything about that. Okay.
Oh my God, Scott, I love it. I love the outcome.
Go bring it.
There's the Queen of Pentacles. That could be me if I'm in my nastier phases. And it's the Ten of Wands. It's an unburdening. It's going away. And then there, in the middle is the Page of Cups in a negative position. That means someone's still telling lies. But the Knight of Wands is there, but he's a yes. And this is the answer. The yes means that I'll be happy. But look at the outcome card. The Tower. I've seen that card more this weekend than I've ever seen it.
Oh, good Lord. This is the first time I use this deck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Go, Scott, go.
I seen Danny use this, but
Which deck is it?
the Sci-Fi Tarot.
Oh, yes.
Kathy D actually gifted it to me because she didn't resonate with it. One of our lovely chatters here. And Kathy D drew these pictures for me. These three.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but one when I was wearing my cowboy hat.
You're very happy in that picture.
Yeah. But anyway, guess what shows up again? 8 of Cups.
Getting the hell out. I'm out of here card.
Next to the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords.
Jesus.
That is bad. Walking away, you got the heartbreak, the heartache, being stabbed in the heart, 5 of Swords, led to the slaughter, according to what this says. And then I get an ending. Then I get the Joe Biden card, King of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
King of Cups is my Democrat card, and then an ending of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if something big's going to happen up to this rally or something. In the end, I get an Emperor, power bestowed upon a god, this says. Then a King of Swords, the smartest man on the planet, this says. So this is like an Attorney General or someone important like that. 3 of Cups, we have a celebration because justice arrives. That's a bad read for 45. It's almost, it's something I've written down or I put in banners. What's going to happen this week? Because we're leading up to the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So far, this sci-fi tarot is banging. It's a good one.
What? That's the sci-fi deck, Jean. She wanted to know what the name of the deck was.
Sci-fi tarot. Three readings in a row, we get them walking away. Like last week, everything coming in was the King of Cups, my Joe Biden card. Strange. All right.
Okay, let's see if I'll be happy.
Interesting. I was getting something in my senses today about January 15th, which is Wednesday.
And I asked the same question. Will I be happy with Biden's speech on Wednesday? Yes, the Ace of Rods, new beginnings. We see new beginnings. He's going to come out and speak the truth and cut people up. There he is, sitting in the middle, dear sweet Joe. And the two out cards are Judgment and the Lovers. That's all. Yes, 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 yes.
Dang. Okay.
Means I'm going to have to quit watching the British Antiques road trip long enough to watch this stuff. That's what I've been doing.
What Joe Biden speech on Wednesday? Joe Biden speech on Wednesday. You're amazing how quick you can whip out your cards.
Huh?
You're amazing how quick you can whip out your cards.
It used to be a money deal. The faster I got them off my table, the faster I could get more money. But it's not that way anymore. Unless you guys like quick readings, in which case anything you want to contribute, Scott and I split. So
see, I need to shuffle and sense when I need to stop the shuffle.
But you leave this world. I live in this world. You leave this world and go drive a truck and have to be aware of the outside world in order to drive the truck.
True. Okay. This is in the past position of Joe Biden speaking on January 15th, and what will happen? Page of Cups, we got a visitor, an offer. We got the Sun. Many things have come to light for him. And then the World. So we got a completion. Fulfillment. High attainment from the world. Interesting. Then we got talks of walking away. Eight of Cups. Leaving the past behind. Four of Pentacles. And stability. And Page of Wands. The Messenger. Talking about enthusiasm. Something new. Speaking. Okay. Then we're going into Wheel of Fortune time. Changes, destiny, karma. The Moon. Releasing fears. And deception. And then the Three of Wands. Planning. Business partnerships, per se. In the end, I get leadership with the King of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Again, that could be an order. Time for expansion. Working hard. Ten of Cups. We got a celebration going on. We got a harmonious family. Page of Pentacles can also be a new order. A new offer of something of substance. it sure seems like he's going to report an order of something. It could be the election interference, something. It sure looks like a new direction and order. These are no cards of resigning of sorts, like saying it's over. It's just, except for the moon, a little deception there.
Well, that's facing your fears. That's not just, it's facing them and dealing with them instead of hiding from them. The moon. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it can be, but it also depends in my reads where
Mhm.
So when I was pulling it out, it was in between two decent cards. Where was that? Did I put it away already or no?
Mm. I'm sitting here dealing mine.
So it was in between the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Wands. So that's in the middle of these two. So Wheel of Fortune is good life and life cycles. With the moon, hidden motives. And the Three of Wands is looking for assistance. So there's deception in the motive kind of feeling,
Mm-hmm.
So if it was in a different position, I think you would be going where you were feeling there. But his speech or whatever happens on the 15th seems pretty big.
Good.
Because it's not showing walking away or resigning the fact.
You're not going to resign. I mean, nothing.
You know what I mean? I'm like resigning, like, all right, here you go. Here's the Trump administration. Enjoy. There's actions being taken. Like with the Peg of Pentacles, is taking on a new job or new promotion. It also can be new orders coming in because it's something tangible. And we're not talking about youth. Joe Biden is not youth, page youth.
Oh dear. I asked if his Bucks Bros, that's what I call all the bazillionaires that have lined up outside of his office, Trump's trying to get it. I said, are they going to be happy on the 15th? No, because it's going to be stopping them from going places they want to go. No, because it's going to impinge on their way to deal with business. The only right side up card is the Ace of Swords, and that's usually when it's coming for you. And they do not want Trump. They're doing everything they can to stop him from wanting to walk away, but they can't stop it. And I hate to tell all those tech companies that think they're going to move to Texas and it's going to be so lovely. I'm already talking to friends who one said, I'd beg on the streets before I'd move to Texas because she's got daughters of child rearing age. And she said, I'm not bringing them to that state. So good luck, Zuckerberg, trying to find the right people to work for you, because he's got a policy if he doesn't like people working remotely. So
Rose asks, will the Dems, how will the rational people feel about Biden's speech?
Scared. What I feel? A real.
Let's go with, will Kamala voters be happy with Biden's speech?
Okay. Yeah, I don't like the way everybody turns. I've run winning races and losing races, and I don't like the way people, and I knew it was going to happen when they start turning on Kamala because she didn't win. It's part of it, but it's just awful. Yeah, real Rosie's right. We're like trying to read a book and we keep trying to flip to the last page and we can't get it. Can't get to there. I'm going to ask if they're going to feel good about it because I need a yes or a no. Woo! Do you want my cards or your cards, Scott?
No, you go ahead.
They see all the strength in what's going on here. It's what they wanted to see. They see her in a very positive light. They see that the sharing and the caring and the things that go on in this country that make it worth living in are going to go on. And then my two last cards are they see the Knight of Swords moving quickly, making changes with us moving into a new frontier, a new emotional frontier.
That's good news. Good news.
That's about one of the best 5 cards I've ever pulled, guys. And on the bottom, I have the Page of Swords. He's going to swing through and, yep, Page of Swords. He sticks his little sword in everybody's bag of bullshit. So
in the past, I get Kamala voters have been praying for him to walk away. Again, 8 of Cups comes in. Dealing with patience issues and hoping for the Queen of Coins to come in. Praying for that Queen to come flying in. Then I have hoping for announcements of something. So the Kamala voters have been praying for angelic influence, hard work on some kind of documentation coming through, hoping for Jack Smith or someone to come flying in to save the day. Moving forward, I got the Queen of Swords. And then I got heartbreak and loss and then the 5 of Swords. So it's not the outcome yet, but so this is kind of like the Law and Order, but it can also mean Kamala. She is a lawyer. This feels like fear. This feels like fear of an outcome. But in the outcome, I have some kind of, okay, my 3-4 coins is either staying still or it's orders coming in. Another card of documentation or some kind of order. Ace of Wands is positive energy. And Page of Cups, new hope. So in the end, it feels very positive. And another time I get something about an order. Some kind of documentation, something happening in a positive energy in a new cycle. And then the Page of Cups is, well, my Page of Cups is also connected with the 3 of Cups. Celebration. So I combine those two into this. So it's new love, it's offers, helpful, dreamers, free spirit. It's a love offer. So in the end, it looks positive. Because here are all about the worry about 45 coming in. That's all the worry. But in the end, it looks great. And then we both had the Page of Swords in the bottom. So the ending is good. Because I think those cards were like leading up to it. You know, like, is Joe going to do something? Are we going to hear some wonderful news? And the ending gives hope. So there's something coming. And it's kind of weird because I was asking for a date. What's going to happen? Are we going to hear something new? And I was getting January 15th. And I didn't realize he was speaking on the 15th.
Well, that's even better.
So, you know, everyone's talking about the executive order of the election interference. And the last day anything can be done with that knowledge, if things are found, is January 19th. Because they have 45 days to investigate. And then there's another 30 days.
That kicks in based on what they've investigated. What can they bring forward?
13848 executive order. So if nothing comes out from that in the election interference investigation to change things, Biden's newfound powers,
So,
if nothing happens by the 19th, we're on a Trump train.
Linda, I hope you get to feeling better, and I feel for you with your children deployed in a military in a country that's in such weird straits.
I hope you feel better, Linda.
She's got a son and a stepson in uniform out of the country deployed. No.
What do you mean declare? I mean, everyone's putting more sanctions on Russia.
What more can they do to Russia except to, I mean, they already closed their McDonald's. What's left?
Every country, EU, we've put a ton of sanctions on them before.
And shit's happening. Excuse me, YouTube. I'm sorry I used bad word. Things are happening over there on the ground that we never hear about because they don't let it out.
How are the colleges in red states going to lose star athletes? College has gotten weird. Now they're allowing college athletes to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
There's one kid supposedly getting $4 million to stay at Miami University.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting crazy. And then they have the transfer portal, so keeping any athletes at your college is getting more difficult because you can just transfer and go next year. Back in the day, they used to allow, if you're going to transfer, you had to sit out a year.
Yep.
Now it's just going crazy easy. It's ridiculous.
Well, I remember I was at SMU and I was there during the years that they got dinged for paying athletes to stay on campus. And
secret dealings. Now it's out in the open.
Oh yeah. Well, I hate to tell you, but they had their own dorms, and my dear departed ex, the first one, I've only had two, so I do keep them by number. But the first one, he taught what was considered a crib course. It was a broadcast film media course where they talked about those elements in life. It was basically watching TV shows and watching movies. So he had a lot of athletes in that course, and he flunked 3 of them that never even showed up. He said, I wouldn't know who they were. And they never ever came to his class. So he went to Blackie Sherrod, who was a very famous writer about sports at the time. This was in the late 60s, early 70s. History, guys. This is vintage history. And he talked to Blackie, and Blackie said, you can show me your books. You can show me everything. Doesn't make any difference. He said, we've written about it before. The schools still do what they do. And at that point, they were just pushing them through. They lived in their own dorms. They had food like we could only imagine ever having. And, they lived in their own little world. And they only came out to rape the co-eds. I mean, it was not a good time. So now it's just out in the open, and people can say, do I want to invest in an education where part of my money is going to cover that? Will there be an inauguration on January 20th? I put June 20th, maybe closer. But...
Okay.
I ditched my kitty cards. They said, we don't want to be involved in this.
Okay. About the inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I get the 6 of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
In deals, 7 of Cups. It's not really illusion in this scenario. It doesn't feel like.
Mm-hmm.
The deals are more of like a distraction. Feels like, and then strength. This strength is kind of scary. Who will survive strength?
I think the military's involved in this.
Yeah. Military. Well, there is a ton. There's already like thousands of troops have been ordered to be there on January 20th. They're already coming. They're already there.
I get it. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of passage of power, but it's not what we're expecting.
Wait. The current energy, I have Joe Biden is still in charge, King of Cups. Two of Cups. We got partnerships. When two becomes one, and then I have Eight of Cups.
Maybe Canada will become our 51st state.
This is showing Joe Biden walking away.
Who?
Well, this is the current energy.
Okay.
Joe Biden walking away. His partnerships. Joe and his partnership walking away. Telling you how it is. Now moving forward. I have a King of Swords. Man of Power. This is lawyers. You know, someone has power over you. And then a Magician. Could be the investigation of the election interference. Some heartbreak coming in. We have lawyer, people that helped, and then being crushed.
We're going to inaugurate Glenn Kirshner.
That'd be nice. Outcome. I have. Which one is this?
Who?
Doesn't say which it is. It's wands. Is this the Ace of Wands?
Count the wands on the card.
Well, usually it tells you.
I know.
Oh, Eight of Wands. This is the Eight of Wands.
I'm going to say it looks like the 8 to me with the wands all.
Yeah, it says card number 8. First time I'm using this deck, so. Anyway, yeah. Changes in the air. Judgment. The last days of something.
I get nothing, Scott. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you.
Knight of Wands. A new world. Something's changing. And then the Hermit. The Hermit, we got to wait. But that's a waiting card. Someone, this card shows someone a long distance away from planet Earth. On the bottom of the deck, I got the Devil. I don't think it happens on January 20th with these cards.
What I saw an astrologer, it was Pam Gregory. She put the chart up on the screen, and I know all the people who hate astrology are about to fall asleep and fall on the floor, and their tongues are going to hang out of their mouths. But the wheel was there, but all the planets and the sun and the moon were opposite each other, and it was for Washington on that day. Sun and moon are on the opposite side. All the planets are above the horizon, are on the top. And when that happens, it means everything's laid out. You can see everything. And the planets that are trining each other and squaring each other, they're all doing all that crazy stuff. But what the biggest part was, I don't think I've seen maybe but 2 or 3 charts in my life that looked like that. And I don't spend my life looking at charts, and it was set up for DC. And what it says is everything's going to be out in the open. And when I looked at it, I went, that's just crazy. I mean, anyway, guys, get ready for it, guys. Welcome to 2025.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, there's Kathy D, the gifter of those cards to me. Thank you. Janice asks, does True Grassley become president? If he's in the same leadership position as he was in 20.
Yeah, we have and we who were so terrified of a doddering old man running this country could end up with a worse doddering old man running this country.
So, if Trump and Vance are elected, if 45 Vance and the Speaker of the House get all assassinated, yes, Grassley would become president.
That's right.
So you need 3 people to go away in order for Grassley to become president.
Oh, I have to read on this and see if I get. I mean, right now my cards are just coming up. Toss salad, and it's hard to explain to people. But there's cards there. Can't you read them? But they don't make any sense.
Were you asking about something?
I'm going to ask about Grassley becoming president.
No.
Oh, no, I got 5 no's.
Yeah. That would be an extraordinary thing happening. And
Even if it's true that all the planets are in Pisces and they're all about to go, and they haven't been in this position in 2000, the closest I can find was something similar was 2,500 years ago, when they didn't even know about the real outer planets, but when they spin their little computers.
oh, I just said that. Johnson only becomes the president if the top 2 are
Out.
gone, in a coma, whatever. And for that to happen, also, they both have to be inaugurated after the 20th.
Mm-hmm. I'll see if Johnson's going to be the
Right.
president.
But currently, if Joe and Kamala go down, Mike Johnson would be the president.
That's right. So the twerp who watches his porn thing with his teenage son will be the.
And it's just sad.
I get even. He's 100% no.
On who? Sorry.
Johnson. And his first card is, I don't care how turbulent it was back there. We're not moving on to this.
Oops, Julie. What if the first 3 in line for POTUS were kidnapped but not killed? That would be Grassley.
Mm-hmm.
But the president and vice president are rarely in the same area unless they're taking briefings in the DC. Mm-hmm. So that would be pretty hard. But yeah, if they were kidnapped, no one running the government, Mike Johnson would be the acting president. Yes. Okay. Let's check this out. Let's get a timeline, see what the universe is going to get for us here. Because once they're inaugurated, it's over. She's done. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to ask 2025.
Yeah.
Will Miss Kamala Harris be sworn in as a president in 2025?
Yeah, I had a client who called me yesterday who wanted to ask me about my dowsing rods. So I was showing them to her, and I was doing the thing. Does Kamala get inaugurated? They went yes. And then they did what they did with you and I the other day. When I asked about Trump, the one on my left hand went, no.
Kamala Harris. Yeah, that would be nice, Susan. Joe Biden's new powers. Well, I'm just going to lock up 45 and Vance. Kamala won. Ta-da! I have immunity, so screw you all. Mm-hmm. Well, Mimi says her pendulum says Kamala will be president.
But it's going to be turbulent. But people understand why the 5 of Cups is reversed. They go forward with no regrets. It's going to take a whole lot of the military behind her to hold it down. I don't get stunning cards. I'm going to see if maybe I just need a new deck. When all else fails, pull a different deck.
Okay. Top and bottom of my deck. Public recognition and victory.
Very good.
On the bottom of my deck, I get 10 of Wands.
What a burden.
It's going to be an easy battle.
Or the country's throwing down the burden of what it was going to face if it didn't do something.
So in the current energy, the 3 cards I get, 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, I'm getting blurry, so spirits here. Completion of a project. 6 of Wands is your public recognition and winning. and Ace of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Love, a marriage, cup overflow. In the past, I get the Five of Swords. This is 45. Strife, arguments, unhealthy, empty victory, the devil, self-imposed restriction, bondage, and then the Four of Pentacles, trying to hold on. Moving forward in the situation of Kamala being president.
Mm-hmm.
Four of Wands. We got a celebration again. A marriage, a rite of passage. Hierophant, being in the government. The Sun. Jesus, these are good cards. Success, happiness. In the end, professional man comes in with the King of Swords. Chariot. The Hermit, we have a waiting period. Eight of Pentacles, prosperity. So this is saying it's going to happen, but later. These are great cards for her being president this year. But the Hermit comes in again, which is delays.
Yeah, I got it's going to be a tough goal for a lot of people to accept, but they're going to finally accept it because I understand what happened. The country's just going to have to take a leap of faith and go along with it. It's going to end a lot of the backbiting and the things, and they're going to see why the Chariot would not move forward where it was set to run. But at the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups, which is people ultimately getting along. And also, unfortunately, these kiddies are drinking beer with their Two of Cups. But
That's a celebration. Mm-hmm. Yogi, if it happens on January 20th, I'm going
guys,
to. I'm going to
no matter what. You know, if it doesn't come out the way we've always sort of marched to our fates before, like we did when we accepted Bush instead of Gore. And trust me, the Supreme Court's still hiding out from that. So
I honestly wish, or I don't wish it, but if the cards would say it and my energy says it, that we have to give up, we would tell you. We're not getting that.
No, I mean, no matter how we ask it, I mean, he's always a no.
My Hermit card in my deck is number 3, March.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hermit's come up numerous times. The Eight of Cups has come up numerous times.
Will the inauguration be delayed?
I think it's delayed until March.
Do you want to ask?
Sure.
That's a different question.
I'll see if the Hermit card comes up again, which in my deck, I established it as March number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it comes out in this talk. Will the inauguration be delayed until evidence and whatnot can come out?
For whatever reason, will it be delayed? Could be delayed because he falls over dead.
Yeah, we can always wish for a stroke, right? That's natural.
No, but my middle card is the Ten of Cups.
Ooh,
but I get no on delay.
Uh-oh.
I love this Eight of Cups. It's right side up. He's got too many cans of tuna. It's passed out. It's eaten so much. Way too much what we wanted. But I don't. Let's see. I'm going to do will there be? There'll be some kind of ceremony on the 20th.
Where did it come? Well, my Hermit didn't come out in my toss. Let's see. I was asking about timing. I got the angels above are working for us with the universal energy. UFOs are around. Oh, Lordy.
When all else fails, universe, send the drones.
Yeah, right. When in times of peril, send the drones, send the UFOs. I do have the 3-4 wands, which is a 3 card. Public service. The moon. We're not going to tell you.
That's right.
We got delusions. I have a celebration. I get that victory again. Dealing with things from the past. Then we have the 6 of Wands victory along with our 9 of Cups celebration. We're going to go through some struggling times with this. Orders come in, documentation, and a clever strategy. So I still sense it could be. Here we have the lady leader on the bottom. It still feels like a March time frame. Maybe there's a recount. I don't know. We want to look at that.
No, what I get is something's going to happen that day, and but the goal isn't completely done yet. I mean, I think it's going to be clear why we have to do what we have to do, and then it's going to be put the proof on the table. I mean, really put it up.
Grab a different deck here.
My out card on will there be an inauguration on the 20th is those 2 cats getting drunk. So
I know, right, Carrie?
I think the universe doesn't want us to know.
Times are weirder. Ask your cards if there's going to be a national hand recount. No machines.
Okay.
Will there be a national hand recount on the ballots? Yeah, national hand recount on the ballots.
Oh God, it says yes.
Sword of Truth. Page of Wands. Okay.
You want to go, me?
If you're ready, go ahead. I'm picking them up.
The Knight of Swords swinging in with justice. It's not what anybody wants, because I don't care how you do it. It's a pain in the butt. But it's the way to move forward. It does have a lot of people looking back with regrets. And a lot of it's going to be, why didn't you do this earlier? But the outcome's the 4 of Wands, which means we don't know. But that would make sense if there's going to be a hand recount.
Ace of Cups. Abundance, source, celebration, a union, 7 of coins I'm feeling here. There's a count. Queen of Wands is a strategy. Female strategy. King of Swords. Well, here's a man that may have created an order with a sword of truth. This feels like it came from something that happened badly. So it's an oh crap card. So like you said, it's not like joyful, like, oh God, we got to do this.
Have you ever hand counted ballots?
It's going to take forever.
Oh, I've had the misfortune to be involved in something like that. It does take forever.
I do get some conflicts in the end about doing this, but I think it happens. I got the 5 of Swords in there with Page of Wands is a speaker, but it's like the new idea too, new learning, and then the Moon. in the Five of Swords. It's kind of complex. It's an argument about it, but I think it has to be done. What it's showing here. I get another female energy of the lawyer on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Educated teacher, the law. It sure feels like an order, and that it will be done. But yeah, like you said, it doesn't feel like, oh yeah, joy, let's do this. Oh, we're at 1:30 already.
Mm-hmm.
So let's bring our inspiration for the week.
Okay.
What we need to focus on. Deck wants me today. This one. So remember, our first cards, we got focus on unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get down on things. Oh, sorry. And when was that? A week or two ago, whatever, we did 12-month reading. The 12-month reading looks good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're not heading for total chaos.
Yeah, we saw some certain level of chaos.
But not the whole year.
Nope.
Okay. Where do I split this? Right there. On that one. Oh my God. I'm getting some majors.
I didn't. I got a synergy. See that, pretty? Synergy.
Nice.
And synergy is the frequency that supports our allowance and acceptance of the not so obvious, never been seen before combinations that lead to unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that we can get to the exciting co-creation of our new reality. So it says, get ready for the not so obvious so you can bring it in and make it work. And that would seem to be relevant. What you get, Mr. Scott?
Melissa said, one psychic said the inauguration would be delayed with a new caucus and new election. No, that would never happen.
No.
The election was already completed. There was chaos. You find the problems and you adjust from the problems. So let's say they do a national recount and it comes out true that Trump won. Well, at least there's proof. Maga can't explode and have a civil war. So no, I do not believe that. Completely would be wiped out. We had our constitutional election. There's no recourse in the Constitution to redo everything.
No.
I don't believe that at all. Okay.
And our Supreme Court wouldn't do it either.
Right. I got Leap of Faith. That's the Fool card in this deck, or any normal deck, but it's believe in yourself.
Really new beginnings. That's really new beginnings.
Right. So this card it's Archangel Metatron. That's your 7 chakra archangel. It's believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and do what gives you joy. That goes along with that love yourself card I got from that other deck. And then I get the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel, Archangel Jeremiah, new beginnings, change of happiness comes in this week. So hopefully Wednesday, right? With Joe talking. And then bold and ambitious choices. Anything's possible when you find the right relationships, share your vision, and create that bond.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. The Wheel of Fortune. But remember to always do what brings you joy. Whether it's listening and being in this community, which is awesome. But remember to always stay in that focus part and not jump to conclusions. Take what resonates with you. And don't get sad. Be in love.
Yes.
New beginnings. Good, Gene. Oop, keep hitting the wrong one.
And work on your own sense of what your heart feels is right. And don't let your brain tell your heart was right. Let your heart tell your brain was right. And I mean, really, I spent an hour and a half with a very level-headed businesswoman who's running $1 million thing here. And that's not as much as that used to be, but it's a lot. And she said, "Why can't I shake that feeling that something's terribly wrong?" And I said, "Because you're feeling what's inside of you, you know?" And there's a lot of people who feel, if it was just Scott and I and a few other weirdos, or as Danny said, he'll be the last election denier going down, I'd worry about it. But it's not us, it's people we talk to. And what worries me is they want me to tell them that, yes, they're right. I can't tell them what's in their heart.
Correctly. Once the votes are certified.
But there are enough states with dashes beside them as it was handed in. That means there was some question.
I mean, yeah, if it was certified, but it's like if you're going down the road and you're going 55 and the cop pulls you over and says you're going 75, you can't challenge it. But if you then hire a lawyer to test the radar gun and it finds it's off by 25 miles per hour, yes, it will be decertified. We've never had the hand recount. Let's say the states didn't check out the machines properly or whatever. Yes, it can be decertified if fraud is found with an investigation. So certifying and the sixth is a formality. So let's balance. We need to balance it. So,
have you ever seen that thing I have? And I'll bring it. I'll put it up next Sunday so we can see it as a video. But it's an experiment they did, I think Harvard. Anyway, it's a string of balls. You know those ones that they click and they go back and forth. Well, these, instead of all being on the same length string, they're on slightly different strings, so their vibrations are slightly different. And they pull the board away. And when they originally do, and you're looking at the ball swing, they're all swinging together. And then they start swinging. A couple of them start swinging out. And then the whole thing goes into one huge chaos. I mean, every ball swinging a different way. And then they swing back and they go through another chaos where everything's swinging away. And then in less than a minute, it all goes back to swinging all one way. That's what we're in. We're in where the balls are all swinging all over every which way. It's very hard. Vibrationally, it's very difficult. And it keeps readers in business.
Now, I still have faith, Yogi. It's not done until the 20th. The fat lady hasn't sung, so let's just pray. Hope we do
Fat
something.
lady's big solo is the 15th, so.
Okay. Well, everyone have a beautiful day. Thank you, Nancy Jean.
Yes, thank you. I hope for those of you who are outrunning the fires, you have all my sympathies. And for those of you who were buffered by a winter storm, they were promising us snowmageddon, and we had 2 days where it wouldn't be safe for me to walk outside, but pretty much everybody else could. And I feel for people who are that, or people who are locked in bitter cold, or even people who are just lonely and feeling despondent. But tomorrow I have a show with Terry at 11 in the morning on my channel with Terry from Holding Your Space. And we're going to talk about connecting to different groups. There's so many different groups out there now that for free are offering you a way to get in, listen, meditate. Try it out. Just try it out. See if it makes a difference. Lots of different ways to do that. And then I do my show on Tuesday.
Good deal.
God knows what it'll be about. But anyway, we've run 9 minutes over and we need to let you get on with your. And to my lovely lady in the Netherlands, I promise you Monday your garden's going to get mailed.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Bye, everybody.